Going to take another engine out today, so I thought I'd try to make a more concise video for you, step by step. Disconnect the battery, step 1. Remove as much coolant as you can, pump it into a jug and save it. Try not to dump it on the driveway, step 2. Then I'm gonna move underneath and start removing things at the bottom and work my way up, because I do not want to get wet laying on the ground once I drain the rest of the radiator. Disconnect the electrical on the transmission, turn it down, and pull it out. We want to loosen these nuts up here, 2 of them, 13 millimeter, and remove the bolts that hold it to the engine so that wing doesn't come out with us. Those can be 13 millimeters. Sometimes they're Torx, what's that, E12 about in there. Next step, drive shaft. 4 bolts in there. They're 15 millimeter heads. And then we have 2 down here. It helps to lubricate these 2 underneath the crossbar. They're 16 millimeter top and bottom. Over here on the other side, we got a couple things that just sort of pop off. And then also up here, if I can get the glare off of it, go get them behind there and push that out. Wiggle it. This van came to us for an engine swap. Said to have had thousands of dollars done on the engine repair, including new injectors. Soon after, had catastrophic engine failure, believed to be something about the oil pump. These injectors don't look anything resembling new or rebuilt. Not only is it horrible, but it's not Bosch. You can tell by the corners right here, that's not a Bosch. So they put a new filter in it, I guess, after it blew up, because or it didn't get any oil circulating. But inside that cap is absolutely gross. Inside the filter housing isn't much better. Oil's kind of golden. Doesn't look like it's got many miles on it. Now I'm going to concentrate on the front of the van, take the grill off, the headlights, this radiator support and the radiator. Before I get too far, I'm going to take this entire housing out. I find that works best if you got a nice long extension with a wobbly socket on the end to get those bolts up top here and drop that whole thing out of the way. I've got a separate video on that, so I won't detail that too much. And of course, we're going to pull the turbo clamp there, disconnect the electrical, wrap all the engine harness up onto the engine, wire harness that is. Going to disconnect this hose from the firewall and the fuel filter down there. Of course, the radiator and intercooler and all that. We are not going to disconnect the air conditioner condenser. We're just going to swing it down out of the way. And also the power steering. Not going to take it out. We're just going to swing it out of the way so that we don't have to disconnect those pumps and fluids. Most of the screws around the headlight are going to be a T20 bit. Everything else is going to be either 10 millimeter or 13 for the most part. Got some things on this van that don't quite belong. Working through it. When you get to these cooling lines here, I believe that is 22 millimeter, which is the same as 3/4 if your metric set doesn't go that high, and such is my case. And we want to give those a good snap when we break them loose. Don't apply soft force, gentle force, because it'll break off at the nipple. So I'm gonna put my wrench on there. Of course, you could take all the wires off the engine, glow plugs and injectors and everything else. Disconnect that. Some reason. Oh well, this one looks like it's different. And now that'll pull right out. Got the engine out. Van's all cleaned up. Washed about 100 pounds of orange clay and sand and rocks and mud and grease and grime and everything else out of here. It's not quite white. It's not quite clean. But I think I'm gonna let this dry overnight and then smear some Ospo on it, on the rusty bits. Hit it with a little bit of masking tape and some spray paint, and hopefully set back the rust a couple of years. Sometimes you folks ask what I protect when I'm going in these vans with a pressure washer. That was it right there. I covered the mouth. Obviously, that didn't shoot any water right into the exhaust, but if I did get some water in there, it would all leak out of the flex pipe overnight or blow into the muffler later on when we get the van running. I'm really not too worried about water setting in the exhaust system. You guys sometimes ask in the comments if I add the bird sound effects. Nope, this is my life. Oh wait, there's something else going on over here now.